He's a sociopath. He ain't trying to hurt nobody. He don't care about nobody else enough to want to hurt him. He'll do what it takes to bring back those great times for him and what appeared to be great to him. He's not thinking about how it's hurting anybody else. That's not really his concern. America was great to him in the 60s. Hello, and welcome to the Think Tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, and just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased, logical conclusions. We are an educational, entertainment purposes only channel. The description is, the disclaimer is down in the description box. I am now going to introduce my co-host, who's always here every Sunday, 9 p.m. with me, live for y'all to join and talk to us. The Honorable Dion Powell from the great state of New York. Dion.
Excuse me while I whip this out. Feels better now. I'm the 78th Assembly District Leader Dion Powell here in the Bronx Conservative Party, and a Trump apologist. There's things I mostly agree on, a few things I don't, but hopefully I'll help you get in this think tank to help you come around and see the positive side of things. I'm a consultant and overall community leader here in the county that I live in the great state that he alluded to, because I'm just trying to make America great again.
And because he said all of that, I'm going to have to change what this episode is about. What is America? What makes America great? Let's talk about it. What would make America great to you?
What would make it great again, and what makes it great? That's two different questions.
Man, answer both.
Well, what makes America great is that we have free speech, like we're doing right now on a platform like YouTube. What would make America great again if we had freer speech on the same platform that we're on right now to talk about things that we can't directly talk about, like the Dr. Fauci allergy, like certain foreign countries that have influence over our country, and things of that nature, while fear of being unplatformed or, in this case, demonetized. I like that, right?
Yeah, we're at that level. We're at that level. So, the word, we at that level. So let me ask you. Yeah, word, we at that level. We just hit a new level. So let me ask you. If the current organization, administration, executive branch is behind endorsing and supporting the current blockage of what can be spoken about, how does being a part of that make America great again?
You mean blockage of the government?
Freedom of speech that you just said, like we have right now, that's all under the current administration. How do you?
Well, we have to go back to the lockdown of 2021 and 2020, leading up to the election of the President of the United States. All that was done is coming out now. Google just admitted that YouTube was taking down certain content creators. Remember that? Remember, it also came out that Mark Zuckerberg of Meta, Facebook, Instagram, he actually said that yes, the federal government during the Biden administration did pressure him to have the independent fact checkers when people in the Facebook jail. People aren't going to forget these things during that whole scary time period of what the real totalitarianism glimpse of the future look like. So now things are tapering off with Elon Musk buying the Twitter that actually unplatformed the president of the United States with the other platforms. Remember that? And turning into X and saying, hey, you guys can talk about whatever you want. Now, Blue Sky, remember Blue Sky? That's going down. That platform the Democrats all ran to, or should I say the liberal progressives ran to, because Elon Musk and this guy was a cesspool of propaganda, allegedly. But now all the liberal progressives are turning each other on Blue Sky. You've got that social media platform, Leo, like Truth Social, when Trump tried to get his own platform. So there you go.
Oh my God, the liberals are so disgusting. How could they dare ask for independent fact checkers, people that have nothing to gain by deciding the
Just
truth.
targeting
How could
Trump
you
and
dare require somebody
not
to
Joe
use
Biden.
independent fact checkers instead of having your own people like Twitter does so you can fill it with propaganda? The evil left. Because the right is right. Oh, yes, the right is right. You must have your own platform where you can determine what's right and what's wrong so that only your truth comes out and not the truth, because that is the way it needs to be. Is that what you just said? Yeah, that's what you just said.
No, it was targeted. It was not fair. It was only one-sided. It was targeting people on the
You
right
just said
side.
independent fact checkers. Independent means
No,
that it
that's what
wasn't
Mark
targeted. That's the
Zuckerberg.
definition of it.
No. That was the delusion that they
What they
had,
said was
was
they
that
had
they were
independent fact checkers, right? That's what they admitted to. Independent fact checkers, right?
Mark Zuckerberg hired and they labeled them independent fact checkers, but they would only fact check things they didn't like that long term came out to be true. Understand?
Is that what he said? Because you said he said independent fact checkers. Now you're putting words in his mouth.
Well, the point is this, that censorship, quote unquote, was real before the second term of the Trump administration. So that's the point. That's what America has gotten better under Trump. When was America great? Freedom of speech. What makes America greater during that time period, which is now? So we are making America great again
So what do
with
you?
that one area that's.
So what do you? This is insane. What do you call freedom of speech in this era when comedians can be taken down for saying something the president doesn't like? Is that freedom of speech? Is that the freedom of speech you're so proud to proclaim?
Well, actually, the general public is making America great again by not watching Jimmy Kimmel and other legacy media. Their ratings are in the toilet. President Trump is winning lawsuits where those platforms blatantly lied on him. He is not convicted of rape and he is not a rapist. George Stephanopoulos. So that is libel and slander. So the media should be scared now that he has an administration that's willing to actually say, you know what? We're not using public money to fund platforms that's just going to blatantly lie and deceive the public with their brand of truth and misinformation. Understand? And you don't have a constitutional right to have a multi-million-dollar show on TV. That's what I say about that.
I see. So my rebuttal to that is going to be really simple. No, the president didn't R word somebody and get convicted.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Of
Oh, wow, I'm sorry. You see, that's the reason I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, you're right. Information purposes. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
He did not R word somebody and get convicted of it. He did not pull out a member of his body that was supposed to be covered to do it. He used his finger instead. So technically, it was SA, Schmeck's assault, not graping. So he sex assaulted somebody with his finger. He didn't grape them with his member. And because he used his finger instead of his member, he won a lawsuit. But at the end of the day, in reality, in the real world, if you do that to a woman, no, it's not grape. It's only SA. But you graped her. Because if somebody does that to somebody in front of you, what are you looking at? Are you looking at SA or are you looking at grape? What would you call it if you was watching it happen? So he won a lawsuit on a technicality, but he's definitely guilty of vile acts.
Oh, boy.
He got convicted of SA. We can say that, right? And that was with his finger. Vile acts. The man's he's not a rapist. He's like, what? So what do you say? He's a sex assaulter? Like, what do you want to call it? Like, he's guilty of doing it, and he's mad because they said that he didn't. That they said he used his pinky instead of his finger. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. The fact you brought that up is ridiculous. He did the act. He just didn't use that part of his body. He just used a different part of his body so it's a different term. And You sue somebody because, oh no, I didn't pull my pants down when I did it. Come on, man. That's just ridiculous. So that's what makes America great to you? The fact that he can win a lawsuit because he didn't pull his pants down when he did it? That's what makes America great to America? That's what makes America great? Let me tell you what I think makes America great to the current president, the administration. When you're in your 20s, when you're in your 30s, life is at its best. Your first love, your first freedoms. The world is your oyster. Like you're the happiest when you're in your 20s and 30s. These are proven facts. You're at your physical peak. You're at your physical peak. Everything is great. And that's for normal people like me and you. Imagine being born with a silver spoon in your mouth. So America was far greater for him. It was like, I could do anything. Man, I could walk in, I could grope women and throw my tongue down their mouth because I got money and I'm rich and I'm famous. And this is quoting him. This isn't even, can't sue me for it. You said it. Like, life was great for him. He thinks he can get away with anything. We were happy when we didn't have all that and are happy when we look back because that's the best time of a human being's life when they're at the mental and physical peak. So at that time, when he was at his mental and physical peak, he's 79. We'd say that's about 60 years ago. So what did the world look like when he was in his 20s and 30s at a time when he would have been at his happiest, when America would have been great for a white man that's 80 years old? What would have been his great America? What would he be trying to go back to? What was happening at that time? And that's where he's trying to get to. If you look at all of the stuff he's trying to do, he's trying to bring America back to that time in his life. Because if you go to an old person's home and you talk to people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, you talk to your grandfather, you talk to your grandmother, they'll all tell you the same thing. Times was best in your 20s and 30s, in their 20s and 30s. Right now, if you're 20 years old, music is best to you right now. If you're 30 years old, music was best to you in the 2010s when you had your Kendrick Lamar's. If you're 10 years older than that, if you're in your 40s, music was best to you in the early 2000s, Eminem. If you're 10 years older than that, or late 40s, right? Then it's gonna be in the 90s with Biggie and Pac and Wu-Tang. If you're 10 years older than that in your 60s, music is gonna be best with Rakim. It's gonna be best with MC Lyte and Big Daddy Kane, and like times are best in your 20s and 30s. So what was going on in America in Trump's 20s and 30s? Because that's when America was great to him. Black people didn't have rights. Women couldn't vote. Factories were everywhere. Pollution wasn't a thing. You didn't worry about that because the country was making money off of production. It didn't have the sophisticated economics that we had, that we developed as we conquered the world using the American dollar. The things that made America great to him at that time is what he's trying to bring back now. And it's not, and now in my opinion, now education and entertainment purposes only, he's a sociopath. He ain't trying to hurt nobody. He don't care about nobody else enough to want to hurt him. He'll do what it takes to bring back those great times for him and what appeared to be great to him. He's not thinking about how it's hurting anybody else. That's not really his concern. America was great to him in the 60s. So look at everything he's doing. That's what made America great to him. That's what he's trying to bring back. Pollution, that's something that liberals made up. Pollution. Factories are good. Clean coal. Coal is the answer. Why? Because that's what did it in the 60s. Pollution, man, you're worried about nothing. Black people don't need rights. They did fine on their own. They had their own, black people are fine. You don't need DI because that's what it was in the 60s before we got rights. Voting and all of that, man, it was all right when it was what it was. The way the voting system was set up, women voting, man, why women? Men will take care of the house. You get married, you change your last name, whatever. You don't need that. Men will take care of it. Misogyny was good in the 60s. America being great again to Donald Trump, is it being in the 60s? As somebody born a little bit later than that, America wasn't that great in the 60s. Hey, Dion, when was the best time of your life? How old was you?
Phew. My best time in life is when I could freeze when I was at the City College of New York, the first film department and the first student government in America. So that's, I would say, from when I was 18 to 23, 25 when I
So
was on campus.
you concur with my assessment that I didn't make up. This just happens to be fact. That's the best time of your life. Can you see why Trump, in his very sickly, at 80 years old, looking back and just wanting to bring back the time of his life that was the best? Can you get that? For real, like,
Why?
take Trump out of it. Can you see a man, any human being, wanting to relive the best time of their life? Especially in you're 80 years old, you're obviously sick. Let's not
Oh
say he's
God.
dying. Let's say he's sick. He's sick. He has some vascular, whatever the White House wants to call it. He's sick. He's 80. He just wants to have one last glimpse of the best time of his life. Can you see that? Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
That's what's happening. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm saying the fact that the rest of the country is following is pretty scary because life was great for a rich white man at that time, but not so great for other people. It just wasn't. Nobody but rich white men in that time were having a good time. Now, I'm not saying everybody didn't have their own good time. I'm saying reverting back to that era for other cultures, people, races, sexes. Imagine being gay in the 60s. None of that. Like, oh my God, gay marriage, we got to reverse that. There's no such thing. It was the 60s. That's what he's trying to bring life back to. Life, we gained a lot of rights since then. A lot of people did. Women got the right to vote. Women got to go in the workplace. Women got to join the military. No women in the military. Beat on the troops. He's trying to bring it back to the 60s. That man didn't even join the military. How are you going to... Man, it's utterly ridiculous. I understand it. To be 20 again, I'm 50. Not even 80. I'm like half that man's age. But to be 20 again, to be able to run at top speed, to man, like to be 20 again. I get it. But this country going back in time is a disaster. Do you want to go back to the 1960s?
No. Not
Why?
necessarily.
Why?
I wouldn't be born yet. So I'm not sure if this platform is appropriate to talk about temporal paradoxes or things of that nature and time travel. So
Uh, would you have rather had been born in the 60s
I
or the
don't think so.
50s or like in the 40s so that you would be 60 in your prime?
I don't know.
I mean, why? Why not? It's America. America wasn't so great back then, huh?
Well, again, you gotta look at my life now, but in the 60s, again, that's not my time period. I mean, it'd be wishful thinking if I go back in time, but
Would you like to have been? Do you think you would have been better off living in that era?
I don't know. But the point of Make America Great Again are certain principles where we felt as though we were more united. And number one, people are
It's not
arguing
Trump's.
it's not Trump's.
No, Trump's is everything that I everything that I just said is his platform, and all of it is bringing Trump back to the 60s. I want you to name one policy, find a single policy that doesn't trace back to the time frame in the 60s. Find one that doesn't fit that scenario.
Well, of Trump?
Oh yeah, find one policy. One.
The immigration policy that he's doing is the
Oh, let's
biggest.
talk about it. Let's talk about it. Immigration policy with borders where his family came in and people could come in, but the people that got in was mostly white people, right? Right? Did Mexicans come in at that time? Not like that, right? No, it was white people that came in. Like he's trying to revert that back. No, that doesn't fit. 60s. Like, want to try something else? Russians came in, Germans came in, Italians came in, Polish came in, Ukrainians came in, Russians came in, Germans came in. You didn't really see. That's why there's such a high population of white people now. Back then in the 60s, you didn't really get Africans coming in. God forbid Africans. Africans coming here from this. I'm not saying none came, but it was a high. It was they didn't. The borders were basically closed. You didn't have people. The drugs that came in wasn't coming from Mexico. That's for sure. The U.S. did the manufacturing, so they didn't need to bring stuff in from overseas. People came in through Ellis Island, and who came through Ellis Island? When you take a look back at them pictures. So I don't think immigration fits the bill. I think that's the 60s. I think maybe that's why he wants immigration the way he wants it.
But we weren't mass deporting people in the 60s. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between Trump and the 60s.
No, now he wants to mass deport people because he's trying to make the nation look like it did in the 60s. When you look at pictures in the 60s in Manhattan, you didn't see a rich, diverse society. You saw white people. When you looked at Wall Street, when you looked at the White House, you didn't see a diverse community. You saw white people. So he's trying to bring that back. In order to do that, you have to get rid of the people of color that are here.
I'm so wrong, but okay.
I'm so wrong, then correct me. So then why is he deporting people? Why is he talking about we're only getting rid of the worst of the worst, but he's getting rid of people that working in schools and showing up to court to for their court dates to make sure that they can become legitimate citizens? Why is he getting rid of them instead of the worst of the worst, if that's the case?
Well, again, you got to look back to why these people are in this country in the first place with the open border and all the problems that we've had since then and the stresses on our infrastructure. And now, again, this is an issue that I said on previous episodes, but continue to say the American people agree with President Trump, the right team, and not the blue team. Understand?
No, I don't. So let's dig into that deeper because now I'm going to call you on it. So what you're saying is that the majority of crimes, of heinous crimes committed are by Black and brown people. Do we have to bring up the stats on that to prove that, to disprove that?
I didn't get that at all.
I'm sorry. So then getting rid of the people that he's getting rid of has nothing to do with crime because that's not what the statistics say. So if that's not the reason he's doing it, there's another reason. How about he's trying to bring it back to his vision of the 60s? That fits the picture more because the stats on crime don't agree with what you're saying.
No, not at all. But okay. You asked me a question, I just gave you the answer. But again,
so do you have something that doesn't go back to the 60s that actually makes sense somewhat? It's called an alliteration when you have two words.
Well, it's called office. The nuclear family. Remember the nuclear family? That's when it would begin to deteriorate nationwide. No?
I don't know what you're talking about. How does that relate to the 60s?
And the father.
I know what a nuclear family is. What does that have to do with the 60s?
During the 60s, under LBJ, that's in his policies, that's when the nuclear family started to unravel. Before that, America was great when it came to family structure. Does that make sense?
Right. So that's your opinion on what's great. That's his opinion on what's great, what
I'm
happening
trying to
in the
make it great
60s,
again.
and he's
I'm
bringing
saying a boy's a
policies.
boy and a girl's a girl. That's how he's doing that. You see, problem solved.
So your opinion is, even though what he's trying to do is bring it back to what it was when he was in his 20s, to the way it was in the 60s, it's okay because you agree with that particular policy, but you did not negate or find a policy that did not.
I'm just giving you an example of when America was great and why.
America was great when black people couldn't vote, when women couldn't vote. America was great
It was
when
great
cops was
for the
beating up
black
black people in the streets and getting away with
family.
it and throwing black people in prison just because they were black. That's when America was great.
And
That's what you want to go
yes,
with?
we had more ownership. A lot of black people like myself agreed that we were great pre-civil rights and integration. Yes, I'm one of those people that believes that way. That's why I say Black Lives Matter. I should go get my flag. It's over there. But I don't have a production assistant like you.
So that's it. Uh, MAGA will have to agree that despite what anything was going on in the country, that is good that Donald Trump wants to bring us back to the 1960s. Pollution is not good. Pollution exists. Math is real. Numbers actually add up if you put them together. History happened. Rewriting it doesn't change what happens. It just makes it so that you forget what happened so that you can repeat it. History should not be whitewashed. I don't want to really use that term, honestly, but it should not be altered to fit a particular narrative. Science should be believed. If someone tells you that doing something is going to make you sick, maybe you shouldn't believe them. But if a bunch of doctors tell it to you, maybe you should listen to the people studying it. If someone tells you that climate change is real, you don't have to believe them. But if it's 80 degrees right now where you're at, and it's almost the middle of October, and it was 100 degrees for like 10 days in a row in the summer where you're at, that is global warming, a symptom of climate change, which means global warming and climate change are real. Science is real. Putting your head in the sand and pretending it's not there is not going to bring a solution. The 60s things weren't this bad. The 60s would cause this, because the 60s is when we had paramount pollution. That's when everything, factories and everybody was chucking coal in order to be able to make fire for electricity. That's when it was at its worst. That's why it's 105 degrees for 10 days and 98 degrees for another 15 during the summer, because climate change is real. And this is not the 60s. We got to pay for what happened in the 60s. Adding to that is not going to help us. The 60s wasn't the greatest time in this country. Black people did have more ownership, but they also, then what did they do? They bombed our stores. They destroyed our infrastructure. They came up with ways to arrest black men. Afterwards, they threw drugs in all of the black neighborhoods. It was proven the FBI did it. It's called COINTELPRO, was the name of the operation. They decimated anything black. They destroyed it. They killed the black leaders. Because that's what they did. They killed the black leaders and destroyed our businesses. That's what happened in the 60s. So no, I don't want to go back to that, because with 20,000 followers already, I'm not Hakeem Jeffries, but he'd be the first to go because he's a black leader. And then by doing this channel, I might be putting myself in that position. I don't want to see nothing happen to us. So no, I don't want to see the 60s over. I don't want to see that. I'm starting to respect Hakeem Jeffries the way he's coming. That man need to be protected, because I don't trust Trump. Because COINTELPRO seemed right up that man alley, because it's the 60s. It's a time where he wants to bring us back to. I don't trust him. Dion, you seem to trust Trump. Why is it you feel that you could trust Trump as a black man? This is the golden question of the hour, ladies and gentlemen.
Because of the consistent track record of all the black men that he's helped along the way and hung out with and wanted to be down with him and vice versa, like Mr. Sean Combs, who actually asked him for a pardon. And that was a recent statement that he said that, hey man, he asked for a pardon, but he said not so nice things about me along the way as I became president. Bam! Thank you, ma'am.
And what did he say? Since you want to bring it up, you brought up Sean Combs. What did Sean Combs say about him?
He was following the crowd.
Did he warns if Trump gets reelected, there will be a race war? Kind of sound familiar? Diddy has launched a new political action committee. It's not it. He's warned there will be a race war. It sounds like what's happening, even though you're denying it. White men like Trump need to be banished, Diddy said. He explained that way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote. He threatened Diddy and his family about going to vote. We're in a war, Diddy added. We're in a war of love versus hate. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office. If people in America want a race war, they'll not vote. It seems like what's happening. The race war is right now between ICE and brown people, but that war is occurring. Puffy was a prophet in this. Oh my God. Through the 2020 election, Diddy has been vocal about the need for political involvement. Though he hasn't been an enthusiastic Joe Biden backer, a self-identified independent, Diddy drew criticism in April for saying he would hold the black vote hostage. Unless Democrats made black voters a higher priority, that's a good thing. That's the same thing you're saying. It sounds like Blexit to me. He referenced those hostage remarks again on Twitter today. He said things have got too serious. It would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage. However, he added, that it would also be irresponsible of me to let this moment go by and not make sure going forward we are doing what it takes to own our politics. So he feels, while emphasizing that, the number one priority is to get Trump out of office, he echoed his comments from Revolt TV, doubling down on the very near possibility of a race war, which is now, in fact, ensuing. We can't allow this man to continue to try and divide us. He is the most divisive person on the face of the earth.
Really now?
The people that have the most responsibility and should be scared to death of the man are white people. We are on the verge of a race war. So the reason that he was against Donald Trump is because he thought Trump would invoke a race war. He's already attacking black people. He's already attacking brown people. DEI is gone. Affirmative action is gone. The right to vote is now taken away. The right to have your vote counted and be represented, because now redistricting is legal, has been taken away from black people. And you're defending it because there got to be black people defending it or it wouldn't work.
Can I play something? Can I play
it's
something?
It's the truth. It has to be black people. They have to have a black face to show. They have to have black people to show.
I have another black man caught up in the legal justice system like Donald Trump. They ask certain people why that they think black men support Trump. Well, I'm gonna show you why right now, my friend. Okay, buddy, just let me get my thing queued up here. This is what my ballot is going to look like in this year's elections with the proposal. Shout out to actually it's my friends, but here it is.
He was unfairly hurt over this question.
Leo?
Now what was the
Okay. Now I'm going to have to get back to the beginning of this. Make sure I have my sound. Is my sound?
Your sound is
You heard
on.
my sound, right? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to play it from the beginning, family.
a good independent running, Mayor Adams, who's a very good person. I helped him out a little bit. He had a problem and he was unfairly hurt over this question. Now what was the...
What? No.
So you're playing when Trump covered up blackmailing a black man? Okay. Please, let us hear it.
And what did he want in return?
Well, okay, I don't know if he hasn't defined what the problem is, but I will tell you this. He has never asked anything from me. What I was clear on, real lawfare, when I started criticizing the previous administration, 237,000 migrants and asylum seekers that came to the city, $7.2 billion deficit that should have gone to resources of the city. On the campaign trail, I never knew President Trump, never met him until he was running for office. On the campaign trail, he said, look what they're doing to that mayor in New York. It's wrong what they're doing to that mayor in New York, because he stood up and protected his city and fought for his city. And I said to him, thank you, because no one else did that. I thought other national leaders who knew me for centuries, for decades, would have said, what they're doing to Eric, we know Eric. What they're doing to Eric, this should not happen. I didn't get that. You know what I got instead? Eric, step down. Eric, you're a criminal. People who knew me in this city and what I stand for did not come to...
Okay, but he said that he helped you with a problem.
Right.
And are you saying he helped you with a problem, or are you saying the president was not telling the truth?
No, I'm saying that the president knew what was happening to me was wrong.
But how did he help you with it?
Referring it back to the DOJ. DOJ looked at it and did an analysis of what I was being charged.
So you're saying the president referred the case himself back to the DOJ?
Whatever the process is. I don't know what the process is. Just as President Biden, who said his Justice Department was politicized, the same Justice Department that indicted me, he pardoned his son. And he made decisions. So whatever the process is, I'm not in that circle. All I know...
All right, let me put it this way.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did you and the president ever discuss your indictment and or with anyone around the president asking for help?
Right.
Or is the president making that up when he said it?
No. We don't know what he said that he helped. Whatever way he helped, thank you for your help. I want to be very clear on that. Thank you for your help. I was facing 33 years in prison for bogus charges that the federal government came at me on. And whatever help he did, and whatever he's defining, thank you for your help.
Did you and him ever discuss it?
No.
Well, there you have it, Leo. A black man thanking Donald J. Trump for his help. After talking all that smack before, now looks like Mr. Sean Combs is in the same boat, and the president's trying to dangle an olive branch. Dun 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 dun.
You're acting like every
black man vote.
You're acting like everybody doesn't know that he blackmailed them. That's what Al Sharpton was saying. Al Sharpton kept asking him. He didn't answer the question. He didn't answer the question. What did Trump offer you in return? He never said Trump didn't offer me something. He never said that. He never once said, I did not get something. I was not offered something in return. He didn't say that. He said, I thank you for your help. And he refused to answer the question. He dodged it. And maybe some people would look at that and miss the fact that he dodged it because he was so grateful for the help. But he didn't want to spit in the face afterwards, and he didn't want to admit what happened. So he did what MAGA people does, and he just kept going with the same thing. I'm going to repeat over and over again and hope you forget what you asked him. It didn't work on Al Sharpton. That's why the clip stopped when it did.
Oh, I hate to do this, Leo, but if we put in Al Sharpton, Donald Trump, what comes up? Wow, that's interesting. When you put in Al Sharpton, Microsoft Bing, and Donald Trump, look at this fat boy. Leo. People aren't as stupid as they need to be. Look at this. What happened? After
I can
all
answer
those
that
years,
question very easily.
this man is a reverend.
So here's what happened. Back in the day, Donald Trump Donald Trump is a sociopath, probably. He didn't have to be angry. He doesn't care about nobody or nothing but himself. So he had no reason to go after black people back then. So he treated black people like he treated anybody else back then. Now, in order to get what he wants, he has to bend the knee himself to a group of oligarchs or people with power and money and influence. Them people are rich white people and do not like black people. So in order to get what he wants, he turned on black people. And that's why the black people that might have been cooler with him at one point are looking at him for what he is now. It's not that he's racist, but he will be a racist or act and put around him a racist regime in order to be able to get what he wants. So the people that you're looking at aren't changing their tunes. They're responding to the current Donald Trump, not the Donald Trump of 30 years ago. It's simple. He's not the same man he was 30 years ago. Are you the same man you was 10 years ago? What are you talking about?
But still, people realized that Trump, he's a nice guy after all. He's not.
No,
racist.
they realized that he's got a racist regime around him, and now they don't want nothing to do with him. That's what happened. And he blackmailed the mayor of New York City because he was facing 33 years, and then went on TV and bragged about it. And then when the mayor was asked, what is he talking about? And then when the mayor was asked, what is he talking about? What did he say? Oh, I'm just grateful for the help. Did he offer you something? I'm just grateful for the help. What did he offer you? I'm just grateful for the help. You would not say what he offered him. But Trump went on TV and blasted him about it. Oh, you saying Trump lying now? I'm just grateful for the help.
Trump gain from this? My question is, what does Trump gain from this? What can Mayor Adams do for Trump that Trump needs Mayor Adams? He's not the mayor of New York anymore, so
now he doesn't need it, but he wanted his help in implementing policies in New York.
Like what?
It was about immigration.
Well, we're going to have a new mayor now, and that's about it.
Well, I mean, you're the one who brought it up. I'm just answering the questions that you know the answer to already.
Yep. President Trump is a nice guy, and now Diddy has to realize that maybe he should be a big Christian like he did with Eric Adams and other people.
I don't know if Diddy has to realize he was a nice guy, that he begged for help. Listen, Diddy was desperate. Trump takes advantage of desperate people. Yo, listen, it's human nature. You see somebody and they got something you want and you got a little leverage, you're supposed to use it, right? Like, yo, look, yo, check it. Yo, I got a business, right?
That's my question.
Let's say I got a business. Let's suppose I want to sell peanuts. And I'm trying to sell them on the block. And everybody likes Planters. But everybody on the block trusts you. You owe me $10. I did something for you, and now you owe me $10. You don't worry about that $10, but do me a favor. Tell everybody how good my peanuts are. I'm trying to sell some peanuts. I'm using my leverage to get you to do something to help me. And that's what he did for Eric Adams. He's helping him out of it. It's a bigger level, but it's the same exact principle. I'm helping you. I want something for it. Eric Adams is like, no, he just did it because he's a nice guy. He said on TV he did something for you. I don't know what thank you. I just want to say thank you. So he's lying. I just want to say thank you. Yo, you saying Donald Trump is lying. I just want to say thank you. What did he give you? I just want to say thank you. He wouldn't answer the question because he gave him what he wanted.
He didn't answer your question. Didn't you hear when he said he referred it to the Department of Justice? He said it.
No, that's what Trump. That's what Trump did for him. What did he do for Trump? He did not answer that question. What did Trump want in return? He did not answer that question.
Because obviously it was nothing the whole time.
Because obviously what?
It was nothing the whole time.
He didn't say that.
My question is,
he dodged the answer. Al Sharpton asked him 7 different ways. He would not answer the question. That's what happened. He was like, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you. I'm grateful. He wouldn't answer the question because that would have put him in trouble. That's obvious. It was very obvious. The fact that you wanted to play that video is scary to me, man. You really didn't see this rebuttal coming? I'm pretty sharp, bro. You can't just sneak stuff past me. Anyway. Anyway, if you're liking the content, if you're having fun watching us go back and forth, please like, share, subscribe. We do this. We do it live on Sundays. You can join in. You can take shots. Oh, last time somebody took a shot at me, it was like, yo, the degrees behind you don't make no sense. And I'm like, yo, I'm not a politician. I'm a filmmaker. See, in my field of making films, I'm a writer, right? For writers, you have to analyze characters. You have to look at backgrounds and make logical conclusions on what comes next in order for a character to be believable. And you have to study the environment where they come from. You have to build characters. I utilize that skill set and examine people, and that's what makes me a person that's able to do the critical analysis I do of people in politics. I take those same transferable skills and apply them to political figures. With that being said, something I never explained before, but that's what it is. So if you just heard it here first, that's what it is. I use my transferable skills from character building and world building from the filmmaking arena. Anyway, we're here every Sunday doing this dance. I call it a sword fight. He calls it a dance. I don't dance with dudes unless we break dancing in the street, popping and lock, you know what I'm saying? I don't waltz.
No.
Nah, but we lyrically battle it out with ideas and mindsets, and sometimes we come to an agreement. That does happen, and we have to have these conversations. We got to talk about these things because we're not going to be able to solve problems if we don't talk about them. We don't want to be like Congress. Woo! I'm not coming into office. Oh, they want to. They won't come in. Like, let's sit down and talk. Okay, I hate to do this, but I don't want to be like the Republicans. Like, they're the ones not coming to sit down and talk. MAGA Dion, he's here. He ain't running away. He's bringing it. That's what we need to talk to people like him.
Like this, Leo. When I walk down the block like this, yeah, we all hate Trump. I just turn around and go, oh, really? How you like me now? They say, ah! And so I'm going to go to that event undercover, and then bam, MAGA man.
Be careful what neighborhood you do that in. Not really. Nobody's gonna. We're not like the Republicans. You ain't got to worry about that. We're not like ICE agents that's gonna bust your windshield open and drag you out the car.
Liberal Democrats that are actually attacking people, as we can see, with their crazies if they're on the right side. But that's all we have for today. Remember, we are the you lose, and so are you. Keep it sharing.
That's a fact. Like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Sundays, 9 p.m. We now have our own member box. We're starting it up. You can get exclusive content, exclusive live videos. You're going to see some behind-the-scenes stuff with Politics with Dion. You get to hear some deeper analysis. And hope you enjoy. Peace.